abandoned places, once thriving with life and activity, now stand as testaments to the passage of time. But, in a surprising twist, these forgotten spots have transformed into breathtaking destinations, captivating the hearts of many. The phrase, "the stone the builders rejected," has become the cornerstone, couldn't be more apt, as these formerly neglected areas have evolved into stunning attractions, perfect for recreation, leisure, and admiration. As a lifestyle content creator, tourist, photographer, or videographer, you're likely always on the lookout for new and exciting locations to explore. And what could be more fascinating than a place that's been left to rot, only to be rediscovered and reimagined as a hub of activity? These abandoned sites, once deemed useless, have been reborn as popular tourist spots where people come to marvel at their beauty, take stunning photos, and soak up the unique atmosphere. From crumbling factories to abandoned theme parks, these locations have been transformed into something entirely new and unexpected. They've become a testament to the power of creativity and the human spirit, showing that even the most neglected and forgotten places can be reborn into something truly remarkable. So, if you're looking for a new adventure, a fresh perspective, or simply a chance to explore the unknown, then these abandoned places are definitely worth a visit. Come and discover the beauty of abandonment and experience the magic that happens when the past and present collide. Welcome to the Mystery Lore Archive. A big thank you to all our wonderful viewers and subscribers for tuning in to our videos. We're committed to bringing you more engaging and informative content that will entertain, educate, and intrigue you. Your feedback is invaluable to us, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on how we can improve and better serve you. Thank you again for your support, and we look forward to sharing more fascinating mysteries and stories with you. Number 12. Abandoned Hotel, Belvedere, Furka Pass, Switzerland. Perched on the Furka Pass, the iconic Belvedere Hotel stands as a testament to the bygone era of Swiss hospitality. Despite its fame, the hotel has been shuttered for years, a victim of the challenges of preserving its heritage. The building's stunning architecture, with its stone facade and mansard roof, has been immortalized on countless postcards and social media feeds. On a sunny June morning, tourists flock to the hotel's terrace to capture the perfect shot, with the Rhone Glacier providing a breathtaking backdrop. Belvedere's history dates back to 1830, when a humble inn was built in Glech, a small village at the crossroads of the Grimsel and Furka passes. The inn was later expanded into the Grand Hotel Glacier du Rhône by the visionary hotelier Alexander Seiler, who recognized the potential of the region as a hub for tourism. Seiler cleverly marketed the hotel as a base for mountaineers and alpinists, attracting a clientele of wealthy English adventurers who would watch the first ascents of the surrounding peaks from the comfort of their balconies. As the years passed, the Belvedere became a magnet for illustrious guests, including Queen Victoria, who stayed at the hotel in 1868. Despite its modest amenities, the hotel's location and scenery made it an irresistible destination for the aristocracy. However, the onset of World War I marked the beginning of a decline in the hotel's fortunes as tourism dwindled and the region was plunged into economic hardship. The interwar period saw a brief resurgence in tourism, but the outbreak of World War II sounded the death knell for the hotel industry in the region. In the post-war period, the authorities considered flooding the valley to create a reservoir and hydroelectric power plant, a plan that would have spelled the end for the Belvedere and other hotels in the region. However, a grassroots campaign by local residents and preservationists managed to halt the project, saving the hotel from demolition. Despite this reprieve, the Belvedere has struggled to remain viable, its doors closed to the public as it awaits a new lease on life. Today, the hotel stands as a poignant reminder of the challenges of preserving our cultural heritage, a symbol of the transience of fame and the fleeting nature of human endeavor. The Belvedere's story is a complex tapestry of triumph and tragedy, of vision and neglect. As a cultural icon, It continues to inspire and fascinate, its image reproduced and shared around the world. Yet, as a physical structure, it remains fragile and vulnerable, a testament to the fragility of human creation. As we gaze upon its faded grandeur, we are reminded of the importance of preserving our cultural heritage, of honoring the past while embracing the future. The Belvedere may be closed, but its story is far from over, a reminder that even the most forgotten of places can hold a deep and abiding significance. Number 11. The Phantom Village of Houtouwan. Tucked away in the Shaanxi archipelago, a remote village on one of over 400 islands, was left to fade into obscurity in the early 1990s. The exodus of its 2,000 residents was sparked by the village's lack of essential amenities, including educational facilities and reliable food supply chains, which were hindered by its limited access to the mainland. This phenomenon is not unique to this village, as other settlements around the world have suffered similar fates. Pripyat, for instance, is a notorious example of a ghost town, abandoned in the aftermath of the catastrophic Chernobyl nuclear disaster in 1986. However, there are also instances where villages have been deserted not due to any calamity, but rather because their inhabitants chose to seek better opportunities elsewhere. Houtouwan village in China is a prime example of this. In the 1990s, the majority of the local population relocated to urban centers in pursuit of employment, leaving the village to succumb to the forces of nature. Over the past 3 decades, Houtouwan has undergone a stunning transformation, as lush vegetation has reclaimed the abandoned structures, wrapping the old homes and buildings in a verdant cloak. The village's history dates back to the 1950s, when it was established as a thriving fishing community, home to over 2,000 residents. However, by the 1990s, the population began to dwindle rapidly as the lack of connectivity to the mainland, limited educational opportunities, and scarce job prospects took their toll. By 2002, the village had been completely abandoned, leaving behind a hauntingly beautiful landscape. Today, Houtouwan has emerged as a popular tourist destination, attracting visitors who are drawn to its unique blend of natural beauty and abandoned architecture. The village's story serves as a poignant reminder of the transience of human presence and the relentless power of nature to reclaim and transform the world around us. As the years have passed, Houtouwan has become a testament to the indomitable force of nature, as plants and trees have grown through the crumbling structures, weaving an intricate tapestry of greenery and decay. The village's abandoned homes, once filled with the sounds of laughter and daily life, now stand as silent sentinels, their walls covered in a thick layer of foliage. The streets, once bustling with activity, are now empty and still, except for the occasional visitor who wanders through the village, taking in the surreal beauty of this abandoned settlement. Despite its history of decline and abandonment, Houtouwan has been reborn as a thriving tourist attraction, a place where nature and decay have created a unique and captivating landscape. Number 10. Defunct Bethlehem Steel, the company that built NYC. In the fabric of American life, certain companies have become so deeply ingrained that they are often overlooked, despite their profound impact. Giants like Apple, Microsoft, and Google are household names, but there's another company that, although ubiquitous, remains largely unnoticed. Ironically, this company no longer exists, yet its legacy can be seen in the very foundations of American cities and landmarks. Bethlehem Steel, a corporation that once shone brightly for over a century, was a behemoth in the steel production industry. Its influence can be seen in the iconic structures that dot the American landscape, from the majestic skyscrapers of New York City to the engineering marvels of the West Coast. The company's roots were in a small Pennsylvania city where it played a pivotal role in building the backbone of America. The Chrysler Building, The Empire State Building, the Hoover Dam, Madison Square Garden, Rockefeller Center, the Golden Gate Bridge, and even the notorious prison island of Alcatraz. All of these iconic landmarks were constructed using Bethlehem steel. By the 1940s, a staggering 80% of New York's skyline was built with steel from this company. However, by the 1990s, 90 Centebelia filed for bankruptcy. The blast furnaces fell silent, and the city of Bethlehem's fortunes began to decline. Today, the remnants of this once mighty industry can be seen in the haunting ruins that dot the city's landscape. Located about 2 hours north of Philadelphia, Bethlehem is a city of stark contrasts. The Lehigh River divides the city into two distinct areas. The historical Old Bethlehem in the north, with its beautiful and well-preserved architecture, and the south, where the remnants of the steel industry still linger. The city's rich history dates back to the 1700s, when German Moravians settled in the area. On Christmas Eve in 1741, Bishop Count Zinzendorf named the place Bethlehem, and it has retained its unique character and charm to this day. As one explores the city, the remnants of its industrial past are evident. The skeletal remains of the steel mills, the abandoned factories, and the rusting hulks of machinery all serve as a testament to the city's former glory. Yet, despite the decline of the steel industry, Bethlehem remains a city with a deep sense of history and community. The Old Town, with its charming streets and historic buildings, is a haven for those seeking to escape the hustle and bustle of modern life. As the winter snow falls gently on the city, it's hard not to feel a sense of nostalgia for the era when Bethlehem Steel was the lifeblood of the American economy. The company may be gone, but its legacy lives on in the very fabric of the country it helped build. Abandoned places are sinisterly fascinating, frozen in time, telling stories of the past. Let's move to the single numbers. Are you enjoying the video? Like the video and subscribe to our channel. Gracias. Number 9. New World Mall, now freshwater habitats for fishes. In the heart of Bangkok, a city known for its vibrant streets and bustling markets, lies a peculiar attraction that has garnered a significant following. The New World Mall, a former shopping center, was shut down in 1997 due to its non-compliance with building codes. 2 years later, a devastating fire ravaged the structure, leaving it without a roof and vulnerable to the elements. As rainwater seeped into the building, an unexpected problem arose: a massive infestation of mosquitoes. In an effort to mitigate the issue, locals introduced freshwater fish to the mall's flooded interior, hoping they would feed on the insects and alleviate the problem. The plan worked, and the fish thrived in their new environment. As word of the surreal scene spread, tourists began to flock to the site, eager to witness the bizarre spectacle. To capitalize on the attraction, locals started selling food to visitors, who would feed the fish and marvel at their sheer numbers. The story of the New World Mall is one of transformation and rebirth. What was once a thriving commercial center is now a unique attraction where nature has reclaimed the space and created a thriving ecosystem. The mall's history is a testament to the power of adaptation and the ability of humans to find creative solutions to unexpected problems. Despite being closed for over 2 decades, the New World Mall has found a new lease on life, and its story continues to captivate visitors from around the world. As one visitor, Jesse, discovered, the New World Mall is a truly surreal experience. He stumbled upon the location through a friend who had heard about it from local acquaintances. Despite having lived in Bangkok for nearly a decade, Jesse was unaware of the mall's existence until his friend shared the story. Upon visiting the site, Jesse was struck by the staggering number of fish that had made the mall their home. His photographs, which circulated on social media, helped to further popularize the attraction, drawing in even more visitors. Today, The New World Mall stands as a fascinating example of how abandoned spaces can be repurposed and reimagined. While it may no longer serve its original purpose as a shopping center, it has found a new role as a unique attraction and a testament to the power of nature to transform and reclaim urban spaces. As the city of Bangkok continues to evolve and grow, it will be interesting to see how the New World Mall and other abandoned spaces are reimagined and repurposed, and what new stories they will tell about the ever-changing landscape of the city. Number 8. The Goat Canyon Trestle. Under the leadership of John D. Spreckels, work on the San Diego and Arizona Eastern Railroad commenced in 1997. The project had financial backing from Edward Henry Harriman, encouraged by President Theodore Roosevelt. Engineers deemed the railway's route nearly impossible due to the harsh terrain, which included the Colorado Desert and the rugged Jacumba Mountains. Despite these challenges, the railway was completed in 1909 to 19, linking Santiago with the Imperial Valley via Mexico. Before its construction, Santiago's only rail connection was through Los Angeles, a route established in the late 19th century. The new line offered a direct link to the Southern Pacific Railroad, bypassing the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway. At the time of its opening, the most prominent bridge on the line was the Campo Creek Viaduct, which stretched 600 feet 180 m across and stood 200 feet 61 m above the ground. This viaduct was later overshadowed by the Goat Canyon Trestle. The Goat Canyon Trestle, located in San Diego County, California, is the longest wooden trestle in the world, spanning between 597 and 750 feet, 182 to 229 m. It was constructed in 1933 as part of the San Diego and Arizona Eastern Railway after a tunnel in Carrizo Gorge collapsed. The railroad had been dubbed the Impossible Railroad due to the extreme terrain it traversed. Running through Baja California and eastern San Diego County before reaching Imperial Valley. The trestle was built from wood instead of metal because the region's temperature swings would have caused metal components to expand and contract excessively. By 2008, most trains had ceased using the trestle. The San Diego and Arizona Railway faced numerous setbacks, including rock slides and tunnel collapses that periodically shut down operations. One major incident occurred in March 1932 when Tunnel 15 collapsed due to an earthquake, leaving remnants still visible today. Number 7. The Mouse Bunker. In a surprising turn of events, the infamous Mausebunker building, a former animal laboratory complex in Berlin's Lichterfelder district, has been granted monument protection, saving it from the wrecking ball. This brutalist behemoth, designed by the renowned architectural duo Gerd and Magdalena Hanska, was constructed between 1971 and 1981 and operated as a research facility until 2020. Despite its utilitarian purpose and imposing design, the building had garnered a significant following among fans of brutalist architecture, who appreciated its raw, unapologetic aesthetic. The Mouse Bunker's fate had been hanging in the balance since 2010, when the Charité Universitätsmedizin Berlin, the institution that owned the building, announced plans to demolish it. However, a concerted effort by preservationists and the State Monuments Office, led by Christoph Rauhut, has ensured that this iconic structure will be spared from destruction. The decision to list the building as a historical monument was made public on May 24, with the Tagesspiegel newspaper and the Department of Heritage Protection announcing the news. The Mouse Bunker's journey to monument protection has been a long and winding one. Originally built as the Animal Laboratory Center for the Freie Universität Berlin, the complex was later used by the Charité Universitätsmedizin Berlin for experimental medicine research. However, when the last laboratory was closed in 2020, the charity decided to explore alternative uses for the building before ultimately applying for demolition. Fortunately, the State Monuments Office intervened, recognizing the building's cultural and architectural significance. Through a model procedure, the office identified potential future uses for the mouse bunker, concluding that the former laboratories had significant brand potential and could, with proper restoration, bring added value to Berlin. The 117-meter-long reinforced concrete structure, situated on the Teltow Canal in Lichterfelde, has been partially disused since 2009 due to the presence of harmful pollutant. However, with its new status as a protected monument, the mouse bunker is poised to undergo a transformation, one that will preserve its brutalist charm while repurposing it for a new era. As the city of Berlin continues to evolve and grow, the Mauserbunker's preservation serves as a testament to the power of architecture to shape our understanding of the past, present and future. This former laboratory complex, once a symbol of utilitarian functionality, has been reimagined as a cultural icon, one that will continue to inspire and fascinate generations to come. With its monument protection status, the Mauserbunker is ensured a place in Berlin's architectural heritage, a reminder of the city's complex history and its ongoing commitment to preserving its cultural treasures. Number 6. The Land of Oz. High in the North Carolina Blue Ridge Mountains, beyond the winding roads and towering peaks, lies a place where worries fade like morning mist. You don't need a tornado or a pair of wings to get there. Just follow the twisting double yellow-lined road up to Beech Mountain. Perched at 5,506 feet above Banner Elk, North Carolina, is the Land of Oz, a once-forgotten theme park inspired by L. Frank Baum's 1900 novel, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. While the book was well received, it was MGM's 1939 film adaptation, The Wizard of Oz, that made Dorothy Gale's journey down the yellow brick road a timeless classic. Starring Judy Garland, the movie has captivated audiences for more than 80 years. The Land of Oz first welcomed visitors in 1970, but closed after just a decade. Today, it opens only a few times a year for special events like Journey with Dorothy in early summer and Autumn at Oz in September, along with Dining with Dorothy. In 1976, a devastating fire destroyed the park's Emerald City, a portion of its museum collection, and even one of Judy Garland's iconic Dorothy dresses. Although more than 200 guests visited on opening. How many of you watched The Wizard of Oz movie? Do you find the yellow brick road terrifying, or you indeed as curious as I am? Number 5. Automotive Graveyard after bankruptcy. On the outskirts of Hangzhou, China, a crumbling temple stands watch over what looks like an automotive graveyard. Vast fields filled with abandoned electric vehicles slowly being overtaken by weeds and litter. Similar clusters of discarded EVs have appeared in multiple Chinese cities, though some have since been cleared away. In Hangzhou, however, many cars have sat idle for so long that plants have begun growing from their trunks. Some were abandoned so hastily that personal belongings, like stuffed animals, still rest on their dashboards. The site is reminiscent of the country's infamous bike-sharing collapse in 2018, when millions of bicycles were left to rust in rivers, empty lots, and roadside ditches after heavily funded startups like Ofo and Mobike failed. This time, the mass abandonment of vehicles likely stems from the downfall of ride-hailing companies that once owned them, or the rapid pace of technological advancement rendering older models obsolete. It serves as a striking symbol of the excess that can arise when an industry experiences a flood of investment, as well as a testament to how quickly electric vehicle technology has evolved. Roughly 10 years ago, Chinese automakers, both legacy brands and startups, rushed into EV production, spurred by government subsidies. The result was an influx of early-generation electric cars, many with limited battery ranges of just 100 kilometers, 62 miles, per charge. These vehicles were primarily purchased by ride-hailing services and leased drivers. In the early days of China's EV market, sales were driven mostly by car-sharing fleets, explained Yang Huang, a senior analyst at JSC Automotive, a consultancy with offices in Shanghai and Stuttgart. Few private buyers were interested at the time. I understand that China is way ahead in technological advancement, but what do you mean battery cars would just go to waste? I know a country in which this could never happen. Hi from Ghana. Number 4. India's 19th century lighthouse. Deep within the Korenga Wildlife Sanctuary, a 19th century lighthouse stands as a testament to the region's rich history and the devastating power of nature. This abandoned structure, surrounded by a dense 5-kilometer radius of mangroves, was once a vital aid to navigation for the thriving trading post of Korenga, which flourished on the shores of Kokonada during the 19th century. However, the port city's prosperity was short-lived, as it was ravaged by a catastrophic cyclone on November 25, 1809, which destroyed an estimated 200 vessels and claimed the lives of approximately 3 lakh people. For a long time, the lighthouse remained inaccessible to visitors and the local fishing community who had relied on Korenga for their livelihood. The structure was hidden away, shrouded in the dense mangrove jungle, and its history was all but forgotten. However, recent efforts by the Korenga wildlife authorities have breathed new life into the lighthouse as they worked to stabilize the structure and clear the surrounding jungle. The goal was to transform the lighthouse into a tourist attraction, allowing visitors to experience the thrill of navigating through the mangroves and uncovering the secrets of Korenga's past. According to Korenga Forest Ranger SSR Vara Prasad, a boardwalk has been constructed from the backwater channel to the entrance of the lighthouse, inviting visitors to embark on an adventurous trek through the dense mangroves. The journey to the lighthouse is not for the faint of heart, as it requires a minimum of 1 hour of travel by speedboat, operated by the Forest Department, followed by a trek through the jungle. However, the reward is well worth the effort, as visitors can immerse themselves in the history and natural beauty of the region. As the Korenga Wildlife Sanctuary continues to preserve and promote the region's unique ecosystem, the lighthouse has emerged as a fascinating tourist destination. The structure's rich history, combined with its stunning natural surroundings, makes it an unforgettable experience for those who dare to venture into the heart of the mangroves. With the Forest Department's speedboat service and the newly constructed boardwalk, visitors can now safely and easily access the lighthouse, uncovering the secrets of Korenga's past and experiencing the thrill of exploration in one of India's most unique and fascinating wildlife sanctuaries. Tourists are really going to enjoy this renovation. 1 hour on a speedboat for sightseeing of nature and all that? It sounds incredibly long to me. Number 3. The Ritz Hall in Scranton. In the early 20th century, a grand vaudeville theater was born in the heart of the city, courtesy of the visionary Sylvester Poly. The Poly Theater, a majestic structure that could accommodate over 2,000 patrons, was inaugurated on September 2, 1907, at a staggering cost of $250,000. This opulent venue was designed to provide an unparalleled entertainment experience with its sprawling orchestra, balcony, and second balcony levels. As the years went by, the Poly Theater underwent a series of transformations, reflecting the changing tastes and trends of the time. In 1924, the Union Theatre Company acquired the theatre, and by 1930 it had transitioned into a cinema, rechristened as the Ritz Theater. The Art Deco era saw the theatre undergo a significant makeover, as it was renamed the Commerford Theatre in 1937. The seating capacity was reduced to 1,600, following the removal of the second balcony level. The Commerford Theatre continued to evolve, with Paramount Pictures Inc. taking the reins in 1941. The theater's interior was revamped by the renowned B. Allman and Company of New York, and it reopened on May 5, 1950, with a screening of Paid in Full, starring Lisbeth Scott. The theater remained a beloved institution for decades, although it faced stiff competition from a local multiplex in its later years. In a bid to stay relevant, the theater underwent a radical transformation in 1978, as the main floor was converted into a mini-mall and the theater operation was relocated to the former balcony. However, this experiment was short-lived, and the Ritz Theater, with its nearly 100 years of service, eventually closed its doors in the early 2000s. But the story of the Ritz Theater did not end there. In 2008, the theater was reborn as a dinner theater and restaurant, complete with a piano bar and club featuring live performances. Although this venture was short-lived, the theater's legacy lived on. In late 2016, the Creative Performing Arts Academy took over the reins, using the theater to screen movies for its students. And in March 2017, the Ritz Theater reopened its doors to the general public, once again becoming a vibrant hub of entertainment and creativity. Throughout its long and storied history, the Ritz Theater has been a testament to the power of innovation and adaptation. From its humble beginnings as a vaudeville theater to its current incarnation as a thriving arts center, the Ritz has remained a beloved institution cherished by generations of theater-goers and entertainment enthusiasts. As it continues to evolve and thrive, the Ritz Theater remains an enduring symbol of the city's rich cultural heritage, a shining beacon of creativity and community that will continue to inspire and delight audiences for years to come. Number 2. Hashima Island. Located off the coast of Nagasaki, Japan, lies a small, abandoned island with a rich and complex history. Hashima Island, also known as Gunkanjima or Battleship Island, is a 6.3-hectare landmass that was once home to a thriving community of coal miners and their families. The island's story began in 1887 when undersea coal mines were established, marking the beginning of Japan's rapid industrialization. At its peak in 1959, the island's population swelled to 5,259 people, who lived and worked in the island's concrete buildings, surrounded by a seawall that protected them from the sea. However, as the coal reserves began to dwindle, the mine was closed in 1974, and the residents departed, leaving the island to nature. For over 3 decades, the island remained abandoned, a ghost town frozen in time. But Hashima Island's history is not just a story of industrialization and abandonment. It is also a reminder of Japan's darker past. During World War II, the island was a site of forced labor, where prisoners were subjected to harsh conditions and treatment. This painful legacy has made the island a contentious issue, with many arguing that it should be remembered and acknowledged as a site of historical significance. In recent years, interest in the island has grown, and it has become a popular tourist destination. Visitors can explore the island's undisturbed ruins, including the concrete buildings and seawall, which have been reclaimed by nature. In 2009, the island was officially reopened to tourists, and efforts have been made to restore and preserve the site. In 2015, the island's coal mine was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site as part of the Sites of Japan's Meiji Industrial Revolution series. However, this decision was not without controversy, as South Korea and other countries raised concerns about Japan's handling of its wartime history. Despite these challenges, the island remains an important cultural and historical site, and efforts are ongoing to ensure its preservation and protection. Today, Hashima Island stands as a testament to Japan's complex and often painful history, a reminder of the country's rapid industrialization and its darker legacy of forced labor and wartime atrocities. As a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the island is recognized as an important part of Japan's cultural heritage, and its preservation and protection are essential for ensuring that its story is told, and remembered for years to come. The next one is an honorable mention. There are a lot of abandoned places in the US and Asia, but I bet you wouldn't guess this one and get it right. Be truthful in the comment section. Which continent did you guess? Number 1. Chatillon Car Graveyard. The haunting images of rusting cars lined up in a dense Belgian forest may look like something out of a post-apocalyptic film, but they once belonged to one of the world's largest car junkyards, the Chatillon Car Graveyard. For years, a legend persisted that these abandoned vehicles were left behind by American soldiers after World War II. According to the tale, US troops stationed in Belgium were unable to transport their cars back home and decided to hide them in the woods, intending to retrieve them later. However, locals dispute this story, arguing that the site was simply an old car dump filled with vehicles from a later era. At its peak, Chatillon was home to 4 separate car graveyards, with around 500 decaying automobiles scattered among the trees. Over time, many were either stolen, stripped for parts, or sold as scrap. Eventually, environmental concerns led to the site's complete removal in 2010. The eerie, overgrown scene gained international attention when photographs of the forsaken cars began circulating online. Rows of rusting metal, shattered windshields, and collapsing frames blended into the forest, creating an almost surreal atmosphere. But as more people visited the site, it became clear that the original story didn't quite add up. Among the abandoned vehicles were models like the 1953 Pontiac Chieftain, the Renault Dauphine, and the Ford Thunderbird. Cars that were manufactured long after WOI ended. This raised questions about the true origin of the so-called frozen traffic jam. Determined to uncover the truth, journalist Roland Glon investigated the mystery and found that while soldiers were indeed responsible for the abandoned cars, they weren't from the WHR era. Instead, the vehicles had belonged to Canadian troops stationed in Belgium during the 1950 SAG-SR, following the formation of NATO. Many of these soldiers were based near Chatillon and resided in the nearby town of Virton. Their presence brought economic prosperity to the area, introducing hockey culture, an ice rink, and a demand for American automobiles. A local mechanic, one of the few who could repair the large American vehicles, began collecting old cars for spare parts, inadvertently creating what would later become the famous car graveyard. When France, under President Charles de Gaulle, withdrew from NATO's military command in the 1960s, Canadian forces were relocated to Germany, and demand for American car repairs plummeted. Despite this, the garage owner continued to amass a collection of vintage automobiles. His growing inventory, stored in the forest and around his shop, soon became a point of fascination for car enthusiasts across Belgium and beyond. Even as he aged, the mechanic never fully retired, and his business remained open until his passing about 8 years ago. By then, his collection had become a local landmark, attracting visitors eager to explore the forgotten relics of another era. However, the Chatillon Car Graveyard no longer exists. In 2010, authorities ordered the removal of the abandoned vehicles due to environmental concerns. Years of exposure to the elements, along with souvenir hunters stripping the cars for parts, had left them in an advanced state of decay. Today, only a few scattered remnants remain, a faint trace of what was once an extraordinary, ghostly automotive graveyard. I'm sure you enjoyed the video and you learned something. Why not support us by tuning in permanently? If you'd like to stay up to date on more breaking news, compelling stories, and thought-provoking updates, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to ensure you never miss a new video.